Alright, I'm back. Hi everyone, and welcome to the final part of our attempt at a peaceful deity science victory with Pericles. We're at turn 140. We've still got quite a few technologies to go, and we need to unlock the 3 or 4 Mars modules, the Earth satellite, and we've already got rocketry. Alright, so let's slowly start to finish this tech. I'll give a little bit of an introduction for people who are tuning in right now. So Pericles is amazing. It gets 5% culture for each city-state, and that allows us to reach globalization so that we can use the card that gives us 10% science for each city-state. That's why we've got so much science with only 10-ish or so cities and even less campus districts. Now, this strategy heavily depends on you having all the gold necessary to purchase all the great scientists. And when it comes to gold, due to a number of earlier mistakes that I've made, including not seeing that Norway is going to place that settler, so I had to buy the tiles, that was easily 1,000 gold lost. Not planning a university next to a mountain because there's almost no mountains on this map. And then having to buy one to get a critical civic boost and research astronomy. That was easily almost another 1,000. Alright, we've lost Vilnius as envoys, and I think we need to reclaim.
The solution to this problem lies in the heart of mankind.
Alright, we lost to Cleo.
I should have become a watchmaker.
Cool, we've got a card that gives 2 envoys for the price of 1 if the suzerain has a different government. So we're using that, and we are suzerains of almost all city-states. So where was I? And there was a lot of other small mistakes that I've made here or there. Long story short, we are a couple of 100 or 1,000 gold short from what we need. Ideally at this point we need to get around 30,000 gold, and then we're going to finish the Big Ben. Big Ben is a wonder. Alright. We can't build an oil well to boost plastic because in our territory we don't have any oil, niter, iron, coal. So we've got nothing. Alright. So what I have to do at this point is ask AI to borrow me a little bit of gold. And I'll be selling these luxuries for dirt cheap. Yep. Because I think we're going to be around 1,000 gold short. With the 30,000 gold, it will be doubled with Big Ben, and then we can purchase all the great scientists in one turn. And this will essentially allow us to finish and get a science victory, finish all the projects in one turn. That's also the reason why I got into this particular strategy in the first place, because I really wanted to do a science victory. And my first attempt had around 40 turns of just clicking next turn, next turn, next turn, next turn. And each turn would take 30 or more seconds to complete. So the end game was extremely boring. So this particular strategy allows you to avoid all that. Alright, we still need to keep this envoy card. We'll be keeping all these other cards, most of which at this point I wish we could add something more to give us more gold. Cool. The spaceport is about to finish in 7 turns. We can finish Big Ben a little bit earlier than that with a chop. And there is one more great scientist that I would like to purchase with faith. This guy. So we're almost there. We can get him next turn. Alright, and we've lost Stockholm. We've got just one more envoy, and we can use that to regain Stockholm back. Because remember, every city-state gives us 10% more science, which essentially doubles our science output. Alright, for those of you who've tuned in late, this whole strategy makes use of Pericles' amazing and super overpowered abilities, like very cheap theater squares, an envoy once you get a theater square, a wildcard policy slot,
Plastic figures as a disgraced material, lost between the effusiveness of rubber and the flat hardness of metal.
We have what? 10, 11 city-states there. That's just amazing. And we've researched pretty much all the civics. So let's get this one so that we can take out that card because we won't be needing it anymore. We can chop this to speed up the campus research grant. All right, let's get this guy. Actually, we can buy him. All right, recruit this guy as well. Cool. T150, 333, and the chop is worth how much? Not enough. So maybe we wait next turn with this chop. Every time you finish a project, you get a certain amount of great people points, and each of them approximately lowers the gold cost by 10. Now, when it comes to great scientists, every game is a little bit different in what order they come, and it's also different in how you've progressed with the tech tree, right? So sometimes your gold is much better, so you can purchase the great scientist earlier, and then you can boost all these atomic era and information era technologies. But in this particular game, gold has become a bottleneck. If I didn't make all those stupid mistakes I did make, then I would be... Saladin is not friendly to us, he's not offering good deals. If I didn't make that mistake, then I would really not need to ask them for gold the way I do now. But sadly, I have to. Oh, really? 8? Really? 9? Come on. This is a killer deal, right? 300 gold almost for 100 cash. Feels so bad. We've also got a whole lot of great work that we can't sell because nobody has proper slots, and we've already offloaded everything we could. All right, Aztec is also ripping us off. Harold has been with us since the beginning of the game. He's the first AI we met. He was brooding over our capital with the threat of war, not allowing me to do early exploration properly, locking my warriors, and actually making me build warriors. But that's okay, we managed to out-tech and outsmart him. All right. And who's left? Cleo. As you can see, most of the AI doesn't have any more gold. I'm taking at this point every bit and piece that I can. So, going back to great scientists, there's quite a few great scientists that come in the atomic and information era. There is a particular great scientist, I think it might be Einstein, that gives +4 science to universities. But that scientist didn't show up yet. Yeah, we've got the one that gives us just a boost to one technology. Right. Then there's a great scientist that gives a boost to all information era technologies. Finally, there are 2 great scientists that can actually help us get all the space projects done in one turn. One is Stephanie Kwolek. She gives 100% production towards space projects. And the other one is Sagan, who gives 3,000 production for space projects. Now, the logic is this. You activate Kwolek, and then you activate Sagan. It will finish a project. That would be our first moon module, which costs somewhere around, I'm not sure about these numbers, but something around 900 production,
I like to
right?
myself about heaven and hell. You see, I have friends in both places.
All right. Let's just make this to try to speed up so that we can get a few great people points before we activate the Big Ben. So focus on production more. So once we activate this guy, we'll have around 5,100 production left as overflow, which is the intended behavior. So now we just need to select the next project and do a chop in our spaceport city, and it will activate the whole overflow and finish this second project. Then we do it for the third, fourth, and the final project. Now, all projects combined together actually require more production than what we get with the 6,000. So every one of these chops that we do, which is like 4 chops, should all be adding production to the subsequent projects. Now the problem is that might still not be enough, so we might need to chop a few more tiles in order to be able to finish it all in one turn. Let's give England the spy back. All right, 200 gold for the spy. We were able to capture the England spy. And we have a spy that should bring us a little bit of gold from Saladin. And if that happens, then we're safe and we can stop doing these stupid deals. All right, research agreement. Nah, 5 turns is too long. At this point, the research agreements are coming too late. Nah, too long. We can't wait 5 turns for this. All right. But we did finish research agreement with Gilgamesh to get a boost to satellites right now. All right. Is that it? We research satellites. Or, yeah, that's good. All right, let's activate this guy. It will give us a boost to nanotechnology. Satellites now shows 2 turns. The reason why it shows 2 turns, and it's really problematic, is because every time you have more science than what you need to finish a technology, you get an overflow. But every time you get a Eureka, you completely lose the overflow. So that's really unfortunate. All right, we don't need this card. Is there anything that can give us more gold? Normally colonial taxes are good. They give you 25% gold for cities not on your capital continent, but all our cities are on the capital continent. Another thing that we could have used to get gold is build farms, 1 farm in each city. All right, let's activate Nobel. 1 farm in each city on a tile that has a very high appeal. We've got a boost for combined arms. And then use a special card that gives us plus 50 gold for tiles with high appeal. And that could give us 2,000 gold, and we wouldn't be having to trade with the AI. But too late for that now. All right. I think that's all the things we need to do. We can just click next turn. Now, there are 2 other great scientists that we will use to speed up our victory. Sadly, I don't know their names, or maybe I do. One is, I think, Mary Leakey, and she gives you 350 science for every artifact in an archaeological museum. We've got an archaeological museum in Athens with 3 artifacts. That is around 1,050 science, which is enough, almost enough, to finish 1 information era technology after you boost it. And another scientist is really, really super powerful. But what's his name? Oh, a goody hut.
Better to
Too
fight
far.
for something than live for nothing.
I can't remember his name. Amal, maybe? And what this great... Nobody wants to buy aluminum. And what this great scientist does is he gives you 400 science for every adjacent jungle tile. So if we activate Amal in a location that has 5 or 6 jungle tiles, we can easily get 2 to 2,400 science, which can finish probably 2 or sometimes even 3 technologies in 1 turn. So with all this said, Norway's trying to rip us off. With all this said, I believe we will be able to finish somewhere around turn 150. Sadly, you have to watch me begging for gold, but maybe you can just skip through this whole section. Come on, Monty. Be a friend. All right. Good. Perfect. Let's put a turn, or should we finish satellites? No. Let's put a turn in advanced ballistics. You could go improve that luxury. We could sell it. Ooh. So you finally have a slot for a great work. I'll take it. I'll give her a discount. We can sell these great works for approximately 20 gold per turn. So here, I think... Oh, we lost Vilnius. Who took Vilnius? Gandhi took Vilnius. Gandhi has put 8 envoys in Vilnius. I think this looks like a great spot to activate the jungle scientist because it gives 3, 5, 6 jungle tiles, and we can activate the scientist in pretty much... Sorry, we can get the scientist in position in pretty much one turn. Now, Vilnius is a cultural city-state, and I would just like to see does Gandhi have a single theater square. Not a single theater square. What's he building there? Encampment. So why would he put all these envoys in Vilnius? Ridiculous, and it's even so far from his empire. Yeah, well, AI gets really annoying from time to time. Cool, let's get our warrior in position so that no unit from Carthage or anybody else occupies the slot at a critical point in time. Cool. So now, what should we research? We could put a turn here, move this line, or put a turn in composites. As you can see, these technologies take much longer than what we would like, and I would love to finish this game in exactly 4 to 5 turns, depending. Alright, this is set in a position. All good. I'm happy with composites or satellites. We will get boost for these technologies as soon as we get the great scientist, but we don't have the money to do it yet. Now, if you're going for an aggressive science victory, you actually don't need that much money. The reason is you will probably have way more campuses, you'll be generating a lot more great people points, and this essentially means that you, at this point of the game, you would already probably be done, but 20 turns ago we could have already recruited this particular great scientist. The costs for the great scientists are approximately 12,000 for the first one in the information era, almost 10,000 for the second and the third one. Then for the atomic era, it's something like 977, and then for modern era, it varies. But we still have to recruit.
Sports do not build character; they reveal it.
This is a disappointment. I was really hoping we will get that spy. Really hoping, because then we could activate the Big Ben virtually right now. No. Alright. That means we have to go through another round of begging. He doesn't have slots for great works. Yep. We already sold the great work of music. Yeah, no theater squares. Alright. 1 gold for luxury. Never. Let's just give him gold per turn. 20, that's a rip-off. Saladin's been angry at us for quite a long time, and sadly, I actually forgot to check what his agenda was. So and I'm not sure he ever actually gave me a message as to why in particular he doesn't like us. He just doesn't. Alright. And Norway, of course, hates us and everybody else because we don't have a navy. Alright. Cool, I'm selling these luxuries for dirt cheap because we are almost there. And all the dollars that we get from the AI will be doubled in a turn. Alright, one more. I do feel bad having to beg like this, but here, have a cheap luxury. Alright. I think we could put a turn in composites at this point. Or finish satellites. No, composites is good enough. Alright. Oh, you spy. Now it's too late for a promotion or anything. Go with your funds. Alright, no need to change any of the policies. Cool. Turn 146. 29,000. Let's do it next turn. Alright, the weight. If we do it at turn 147, then we can move all the great people at turn 148, which means we could activate them at that turn or the turn 149. But the question is, can we buy all of them? Then if we don't have enough money for the very last one, then we have a problem. So maybe it should be done this turn. Right, put a turn into nuclear fission. Alright, let's get this money. The reason why I have to do this every turn is simply because the AI very, very rarely, they seem to squander all their money all the time. So I've been observing Saladin for quite some turns. He's got more than 200 gold per turns, but there was a series of turns where he would finish every turn with around 100 gold, which means that he spent the rest of the money. And I saw them buying tiles. Water mills. And whatever. Not. They just have an algorithm that makes the AI squander the money as soon as possible. And if I don't squeeze the money now, they will just make some kind of a stupid trade deal between themselves. Alright, I'll give you... Alright, 7. Cool. I'll give you 3 for this. I was hoping she'll take 2. No. Alright, fair enough. Cool. I think that's it. That should be hopefully enough begging. And we could think about activating the Big Ben. Big Ben is a wonder that the AI really rarely builds, so we don't have to worry about that. Although in this game we were quite unlucky because the Aztecs were able to finish the Colosseum very early on, and that was a huge... Let's get this guy. Combine with Fates, not that we actually need him. And the Colosseum was a huge hit. If we had Colosseum, this game would be already done.
do what it does. Keep going.
Alright. We've got the Big Ben, so we can start just working on campus research grants in this city to just kind of help speed up the victory with a little bit more science. Campus research grants here as well. And put the scientists back. And campus research grants here too. Alright, so first great scientist, second, third for 9,000, 7, another for 7, 12,800. Ah, it's 12,800. It's 9,850, which means we are 1,600 short. Alright, but we do get 2 envoys, so we can get Vilnius back. That's it, we just need to get Vilnius back from India. Cool. Is there any other science card that we could add? Sorry, gold card. Maybe colonial taxes, although I'm not really sure they will add any gold, but let's do it. Beautiful. You sleep. Alright. We put a turn. Oh, we can finish satellites in 1 turn. Yeah, that's good. That's fair enough. I think we should do that. Or should we just go with this one? But we'll get a boost for it next turn. So, and we'll get a boost for this one as well. We'll get a boost for all of them. So, let's just finish satellites. And the next turn we get to activate most of the great scientists. We will have around 8,800 gold. The cost of the next great scientist will go down a bit because of the great people points we're generating. Alright, sure, let's be friends again. Diplomacy wise, most of the game was quite successful. We were able to befriend 3-4 AIs very early on. Of course, Gilgamesh, you always get Gilgamesh, but we managed to even befriend Cleopatra and England.
Distracted from distraction by
Alright,
distraction.
it's 9,505 gold. Can we borrow? If we get 240 gold from Saladin. Come on, come on, come on. Rip me off. Alright. And Victoria has 50. Let's take it. 2 should be enough. 3. Alright. 68. I'm really, really anxious to do it this turn. Because there is a gap of 1 turn. After you buy a scientist, you can't use it the exact turn you bought it. If you recruit him regularly, you can. So we have to have him ready 1 turn in advance. Alright. Oops. Alright, 1 more. 75. 3. Perfect. So, do we have enough money? We have. Just 50 more than what we need. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, let's activate Adam Smith. It gives us +1 economic policy slot. Albert Einstein. Let's move him here. It's a little bit hard to see now. So he gives 4 science for universities and 1 boost for atomic era tech. That's all going to be nuclear fusion. Is it fusion? fission. Alright. Stephanie, which doubles the production for space race projects. Abdus Salam, which boosts all information era technologies.
It is obvious that while science
That
is
also
struggling
gives
to
us
bring
some
heaven
envoys,
to earth,
but that's not important
some
now.
men are using its materials in the construction of
Mary. Ah, there he is, the rainforest guy. Alright, we move him to this city and activate next turn, I guess, or the turn after, depending how we go. Alright, useless, and this one is also useless. Alan Turing is actually always useless as a scientist in this game. Alright, we purchased the last great scientist. Alright. We could potentially already activate Mary. That's 1050 science. Or is it? Yep. And see, it's almost enough to finish nanotechnology. Cool. Put one turn in guidance fusion. Alright, campus adjacency bonuses. Let's give our citizens amenities. There's the plus 10% culture card, which we now don't need. Cool. Alright, any civic is good as any other. So, we can start launching the Earth satellite, and then we can let the magic happen next turn, hopefully. Alright, it does says 3 turns here, but it will actually be done in 1 turn. Because this 3 is when we activated the merchant, it added a policy slot, and when that happens, the game just loses track of all your policies until you add them again. Alright.
Leave the atom alone.
Cool. Let's get him in position. And let's remove all improvements so that we can chop these tiles. Yep, remove improvement. I just don't want to make a mistake. Remove improvement. Good. Good. Add this for extra production. Cool. Beautiful. The question is, should we risk to try to activate all the scientists now, or should we just wait 1 turn? If we activate the jungle guy, would he be able to finish all these technologies? Or should we just wait 1 turn? Yep, doesn't really matter. Turn 149 or 150, it's pretty much the same. So if I activated him, maybe he would finish all of them, but maybe he wouldn't. Samaria and India are now allied. Cool, we'll be friends. Yep. She doesn't want to be our friend.
When God said, "Let there be light," he surely must have meant perfectly coherent light.
All right.
I am a big proponent of harnessing the power of fusion from 93 million miles away. Fusion is done by our sun really, really well and for free. Here on Earth, in reactors, not so much.
Cool. Activate. So now we've got the overflow. Ooh. We had this wonder we didn't even know. And look at the stupid Harold. He built just 3 cities. He just wanted to settle on top of us. And there was a whole beautiful island that he could have expanded to, and look at that wonder. Wow. Wow. Very bad. And look at this. All the mountains ended up here. So that's something that sometimes happens with the fractal map. Wow. Amazing. Cool. So let's get back to business. We can now select the moon landing. Do a chop. Done.
The ultimate end of any ideology is totalitarianism.
And now, Mars reactor. Mars habitation. And finally, Mars hydroponics. All right, so 1, 2, 3. We've got some extra builders. 4. Done. That's it. Turn 150, space race completed.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago, we thrust forward into the unknown. The first pioneers set forth on an uneasy course. And yet once again did our people thrive. Now, under your leadership, we plot a new course and make another world our own.
All right, beautiful. I'm happy with the victory. I'll just spend the next few minutes making a little overview. Wow. So this is how our culture progression went. This is approximately the point where we started producing the theater squares and then just getting the envoys and stuff. Faith. Ah, look at this. 200 something faith. And look at our science output. So before turn 70 something, we were not even really making any science. And then slowly we picked it up until we were able to double it with globalization. And those spikes are from losing the city-states here and there. All right. Not many cities captured in this game. Found it. We were the absolute champions in finding our cities. But what I'm mostly proud of and happy with is the very rapid progression. So purchased settler right here, and then sent, and then make more of them. We stole one settler and then we stole another one that we really didn't need. So I think we sold that city dirt cheap. So who lost the city? Only Monty lost the city. Alright, 30 something great people. Yeah, We were really lucky, so Monty had a lot of combats. What happened with Harold? This is us. Quite good, quite good. If you watch the first part, I opened up with warriors, and I think that prevented the war with Harold. But he's got some action. He had his warriors next to our capital, and during that time he lost quite a few units, it seems. Right here. 6, 7 units. Why did he lose these units? Monty lost hell of a lot of units. God knows what Harold was trying to do while his half army was parked in front of our capital. But maybe that saved us from an early war. Alright. Gandhi again. Yeah. Just gets wars declared against him. So who declared these wars? Aztec. Harold. Who's that? Gilgamesh. Alright. And my sore spot, the Colosseum that we missed. Right here. It would have been such a boost to our culture and amenities, but sadly. Alright. That's it. Thank you guys. See you next time, maybe.